delay any further. In the bottom left, we do have Dark in a best of 3 against this man in the top right. It is Creator, potentially the strongest PvZ player from time to time, if he's in form, on the planet, or at least one of the strongest ones. It's been basically killing everyone in this matchup whenever he's on form. Now, he sometimes makes dumb mistakes. That's also kind of his trademark. But if he plays in form, he's gonna be a contender to take on anyone at ease in a best of 3. Now, is he in form this day, this game? We will have to wait and see. But he's up against Dark, and Dark feels like he's always in form. Like his kind of downs are way smaller than the downs from everybody else. Like this is also one of the biggest superpowers Dark has. His insane consistency. It's something that Serral also does. Serral has insane consistency. I feel like Dark and Serral are probably the most consistent players in the past 5 years or something. It's literally insane. And it's not even close to all the other players. They have at least, wherever they go, it's at least a round of 8, and that's their weakest result, right? Most of the time it's top 4s. Or championships or whatever. But if they drop out in a round of 16, it's like the upset of the tournament, right? But yeah, those players like Dark and Serral, those two are so insanely consistent. It's like not even close to anyone else. It's really, really something to behold. So, man, I don't feel Dark losing here. I feel though with the kind of a little bit of a lack in really great Zerg players, it's become more and more favorable for Dark and Serral because Zerg versus Zerg is can be a little bit random sometimes, of course, where you can be outplayed or can be just I guess, tacticked. That makes sense. Outmaneuvered. Now let's see that Stargate opening here. And the 3 hatch, of course. Speed. 1 in gas. Get that layer eventually getting fired up. And this map, by the way, Starchild, we haven't played that much yet. This is one of the maps that was a ladder candidate, I think. It doesn't have that many amazing features to it, but it does have a interesting setup when it gets a little bit later. It has a double rich Vespine geyser base, which can be harassed from low ground, and this kind of pathway up here is a little bit tricky. That's about it though. And then there's a few rocks you can break if you want to. The middle is always kind of this cloudy area. So this area, this is kind of a nice touch where you can go high ground, and then you have to move through a low ground to actually go over and across. So there's a tiny bit of an advantage, but it's not as much. Queen is gonna push away the Oracle, but it's not gonna be enough against 2 Adepts and an Oracle, I feel like. But Creator is not really committing into this. Already shading away here. Can he catch these Adepts? I don't think so. Oracles are gonna be here. But really light harassment, like 1 drone has been killed. He has 2 Oracles for God's sake, and Adepts, like 3 Oracles at this point, and 1 drone has been killed. The Dark is looking quite nice in the drone department. He's about to overtake creator here. So I feel like this is definitely a little bit of a missed opportunity. But creator is someone who sometimes just likes to play it like this and have his build shape up a little sharper. Alright guys, sorry for that one. We do have a big push here from Dark on the bottom. He has Hydra Ling currently, and he is clearing out these Stalkers. There's Blink now, so they can escape. But can he actually hold this? This is gonna be a big swell of units. They are gonna hit their speed upgrade in just a moment. He's gonna finish up the Adept, and he's gonna utilize maybe a few too many Links into that base. Can he kill a Colossus with Links? Can he kill a Colossus with Links? No, I don't think so. There's an Oracle helping that one, so... wasted opportunity. If the Links would have been here in front, I feel like the trading would have been way better for our Zerg player. But that was definitely a fortunate pop there for Creator that the Colossus just popped in time here. Doesn't have the money, there you go, to defend that base. Now Lurker on the way, Hive on the way here. We did have a snipe on this hatchery earlier, so trying to control the grow of the Zerg a little bit. And Creator's gonna go into another base himself. Hydra's trying to escape, but this is their box in. They need to fight these Stalkers now. He's gonna lose a few Hydras here. I love those queens. Trying to set up creep tumors, man. But the Links are like, we need to kill these rocks. Now Kratos' army is starting to look very formidable. Still has a few oracles. I want to see him... This is actually really cool, by the way. I want to see him do this more. Just plant stasis traps. I feel like he's about to sacrifice his oracles. And you should never, honestly. See? What is he doing, man? What was that? You should always keep them alive. You just... Oh my god, keep on making stasis traps. That's all you need to do. You just plant stasis traps at home. If you have 3 oracles, man, that's 3 stasis traps every minute. And a stasis traps has a duration of 170 seconds. It's so many stasis traps you can have on the map at once. It's like 3 traps per oracle. That's 9 traps you can have everywhere, or anywhere, or like defensively. Like here and here and here. You can just have so many traps all around. Now a nice push coming here from Creator, but actually is Dark gonna push him? We do see a few abducts here on those Colossi, but the Warp Prism is gonna try to micro those. Still though, they fall. Flank was way too big here, oh my god. And Dark is gonna kill Creator in this best of 3, map number 1. That was a little bit unfortunate, anticlimactic ending there, Creator being somewhere where he had no business to be, and yeah, had no High Templar support, no feedbacks. Viper was strong enough. Unfun units, unfun units. Wings of Liberty, guys. That's where it is actually way more fun, because these unfun units are not here. Let's go into map number 2, ley lines. In the top right we do have Dark, in the bottom left we do have Creator. Yeah, so well, I was talking about this a lot with Dan, the Tosis. It actually was really refreshing to see so many units missing from these engagements, and it made all of the usage of the other units way more interesting. There was no Oracles, there was no Vipers, there was no Adepts, there was no Lurkers. I mean, Lurkers are okay-ish, but there was no, what's it called? No Swarm Hosts. Those are all units. Do you associate those with fun? There was no Widow Mines. There was no Liberators. Those are not fun units. I mean, Hellion is kind of a fun unit. There were no Hellbats though. Hellbat is like meh. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed that. There were no Disruptors. Those are no fun units. Nexus. By the way, the reason the most players apparently did drop play, like casual players did end play StarCraft or stop play StarCraft, was the Widowmine. Believe it or not. And yeah, imagine that being gone. I don't think we can get players back into play, but honestly, like, why don't we make this happen? We're at the stage where Blizzard doesn't care about anything anymore, so why don't we get them to build a ladder for Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm? Why don't we just have them do that for us? Like, StarCraft 2 Remastered. We go back to Wings of Liberty, we get a ladder for all 3 states of the game, and you can choose which add-on you want to play, and then we just have that one. And let's just let it sit there for like 10 years, another decade. We are at the 15-year anniversary this year, right? So let me try and reach out to anyone I know at Blizzard. Ah, shit, they all got laid off. You missed the live cast? Don't worry. On Atosis casts too. You will find all the VODs. We will have them up there shortly. Currently, we're kind of lacking content, so we're going only one video every 2 days, but it's gonna be there. It was a lot of fun. It was more fun than it should have been, actually. It's like one of those forbidden moments in life you have when you have like that forbidden fruit, right? And you enjoy it so much, but you know you shouldn't. It's one of those situations that happened there. It was more fun than it should have been. And that's actually a bad sign. It's not a good sign for Legacy. It's not a good testament for Legacy. It actually made us think, really, if this should be the version of StarCraft that should be played professionally. That's how much fun it was. Someone was trying to... Wait, what game was that? Yeah, Mass Crackling. I think it was one of the Dark games. It might have been one of the... Either it was Dark, playing against one of the Protoss, might have been Shameless, or it was Dark, Mixu against Gerald. Yeah, don't worry. We had 2 PVZs in the semis, so... I hope we can make that again and we can get a little bit of a higher level sign up for that next tournament. Maybe we need to smarten out the prize pool a little bit more. Probably gonna do like a top. So, like, we have a payout for the top 4, right? The number 1 gets 200, second place gets 100, then there's 50 for top 4 finish, right? Do you need to play modded maps to get... No. I could show you how you open this in a moment after this series. But we're gonna have a DT walk in here, and there's no detection. There is one spore. Of course, spore is so easy to get now because you don't need that evolution chamber, by the way, as you do in Wings of Liberty. And yeah, queens are so good at pushing away that prism. Now links. Walking around. It's very easy. If you know how to host Wings of Liberty maps, it's so easy to do. You don't need any mods. It's inside the game. It was there all the time. I didn't even know. I researched this like, I think very late last year. Dan came to me with the idea like, hey wait, is actually Wings of Liberty playable? Is it still in the game? I was like, well, I don't know. So I checked that one out, and yeah, it took me only like 10 minutes to figure out. Reddit was very helpful for once. And it's actually quite easy if you know how to do it, so... It was kind of also in a good spot to set up a tournament like that, because it was easy to actually host maps in Wings of Liberty, so yeah. It wasn't really complicated. That made the tournament actually playable, because the players need to know how, right? So yeah. I'll show you after this match, yeah. But yeah, I don't know my whole thing I was talking about earlier. I forgot already, but yeah, Wings of Liberty was great, man. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, of course, Dan came to me with the idea, as I said, and I figured it out then. Or tried to figure it out, and then we kind of organized the thing, and we had the tournament. Now, what I wanted to talk about was the prize pool. We had a bonus pool for top races, top race finishers. Protozerk and Terran in the top 1 and 2. And I think we're gonna do that again, but we will do that differently this time, where we will exclude the top 4. So it's gonna be all top 8 or lower finishers will get that bonus bounty. That means if you are a Terran top 8 or whatever, you will still get $40 for your top 8 finish. Or 30 if you are the second one. So I think we're probably gonna try to do that, but that also does kind of mess a little bit with, like, we already have a split situation currently for top 2 Terran, so we have to kind of split that. This is a lot of fees, which I hate. Man, I'm hating PayPal recently because I have like for the prize pool this time I paid like $30 of fees, and it's not even all paid out yet. It's insane. We had like I had $210 to pay out, and I already paid $30 of fees, and I still have to pay out 2 people. It's insane, right? Fucking PayPal, man. It's so insane. I need to get something smarter set up for that kind of payout situation. I don't want to have to deal with this anymore, man. Need to check out how Metrorino and all those work. I think that's probably something where you can kind of avoid those insane fees. Oh my god, I just looked up. That's huge. Spores don't need evos. Insane. They don't need... Wait, you didn't know? Yes, they don't need evos. You can just throw down a spore, man. It doesn't matter. It's Legacy, man. Everything is accessible in Legacy. Everything. You have so many workers. You can make... You know why, by the way? Why the spore needed to be placeable without an evo? It was to counteract the oracle. So imagine you remove the oracle. You don't need that anymore. You can go back to evos after before spores, right? So let's hold the thought here, though. We have a big attack here from Dark, but I feel like Creator has a very solid army. He has a bunch of Archons here. But Archons is not really the weapon of choice in this kind of composition. You know, he also has a Warp Prism. If you can juggle this correctly, I feel like he should be able to completely overwhelm this. But he needs to be careful, though. Zealots and 1 Archon are probably not going to be enough here. Maybe he is just barely enough to hold that flank. And potentially has a big seesaw coming in here. Now Zealots are, I need to be careful here, are kind of getting caught up a little bit there, and the rest of the army is a bit too slow to really box this in. Dark is gonna able to escape here. Has a few units coming from a different angle as well. Needs to be careful though. Can he snipe a few of those Archons retreating here? Potentially yes. Now he needs to reduce that army, he needs to shave off units, because he actually, if a frontal attack happens, he is not gonna be in a good position to hold that actually. Now, we did lose, what, 3 Archons at least? Yeah, that was actually very, very money intensive, that hold. But it did happen. He still lost the base though, and that's the big deal. We do have the 4 base setup up and running here for Dark. It's looking very good in the economy department. And he has the 5th base to start and drone it up as soon as he wants to. And he can just utilize this as a reinforcement point, as a production facility. He's gonna go again, push out number 2. He's gonna keep on expanding his creep. And he's gonna try to walk at that ramp. That's definitely not where you want to go. But he's gonna have +2 for this push, which is gonna be very nice. And this is still no AoE here from Creator. He has a bunch of Immortals, which are strong. He has a bunch of Sentries, which are also strong. There's not enough Ravagers to break those force fields. Only 1. There's a few coming in now to reinforce. He's starting to break those force fields here. And another snipe on the Nexus is gonna happen here. But during that time, DTs are working on those drones. 12 drones are falling here. 1 DT in the main, 1 DT in that natural, I think, just got killed. But this base also got killed. And 8 workers. So in the end, I feel this is still better for Dark. Even though he lost a bunch of drones. He can just remake them. He has 5 hatcheries. And he is deciding against to take this one. It's interesting. Pulling that one back. Oh wow, the Templar does even get recalled. Lucky him. Gonna become an Archon now. See? He's joining up with his friend. There we go. I wonder how much... he actually went up to full 10 HP. Now another attack here from Dark, coming from all sides. Can he break Creator? Still, no AoE, no Colossi, no Storm. It's only Archons. But as soon as they run out, no actual AoE anymore at all. Now, can he push back the top flank? Maybe he gets a little bit too over-eager there. I feel like, though, Dark simply cannot break this. DT coming in, working on this hatchery. Dark needs to redrone. He's running out of steam. He's running out of money. He needs to redrone. And he's going up 8 drones. He kept Creator on 3 bases, and that's a big deal. Creator not being able to go into his base number 4 is probably the biggest deal of this game. If he cannot get up the 4th base, if it gets cancelled one more time, he's gonna run out of steam for the next engagement after that. And yeah, he still has no AoE, so that max value unit is missing in his composition. And he cannot keep on trading like this. He is trading a little bit more efficiently, but it's not like he has Storm or Colossi or Disruptors, which just do that insane value, right? That being said though, Dark, I mean, he redroned up, he's looking at 75, but he still needs a little bit before he can get actually that value out of those drones. And he does not want to lose this base either. If he goes down to 4 bases, now he's gonna come with a big surround. He's gonna come with a big surround from the left. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, it's kind of hung up on 1 Archon, and he's gonna lose the hatchery. This is a nice force field to box in a lot of Hydras. He needs to be careful there. But this army, yeah, this army was too disjointed, it feels like. Can Creator make the break happen, or is this too many Hydras here from the top? Lynx coming in for the reinforce. Perfect unit of choice against those mass Immortals kind of remaining in this army here. A great reinforcement unit here in this situation, and he's completely gonna wreck this army. Creator has to GG. Dark does make it happen. Score screen, there we go. Alright, so I will show you how you host Wings of Liberty.